Some might think eating with your hands means that you can eat like a savage. I'm here to tell you that that's a major misconception. There are certainly some terrible examples on social media, and I'm so disappointed whenever I watch them. Growing up in Calcutta, I was taught how to eat properly with my hands from an early age. It meant that I wouldn't embarrass myself while eating with my hands in public as an adult. There is a specific technique to how you should eat with your hands when you're eating rice in bread. And today I've prepared a 3-course meal to show you how to use the proper technique while eating with your hands. Today we have some rice and some roti, which is in Indian bread. And this one I bought from an Indian grocery store. I didn't make it myself, but typically I would. This is a fried snack that's very common in India. Usually there is a fried snack that's served with a coursed meal like this. Next we have lentils. This is a sambar style lentil, meaning a South Indian style lentil soup that I've prepared that you typically eat with rice, or usually you eat it with dosa, but with rice it's delicious. It's got curry leaves, red chilies, and some cilantro. Next, we have a potato dish. This is one of my favorite dishes. It's a cumin-scented potato. So it's potatoes that is covered with cumin, coriander, and some other spices, and a little bit of cilantro. And typically, you would eat this with the bread. And then lastly, we have paneer. So this paneer is cooked in a spiced yogurt gravy, and the consistency of this paneer is somewhere in between this potato and lentil, which means I could either eat it with rice or with roti. All of these dishes are arranged in order, which means we start with the lentils, then we move on to the potatoes and eat it with the roti, and then lastly we finish it off with the paneer. So let's begin. You're gonna break a small portion of the rice away from this main mound and bring it closer to you so it's easier to eat. So here I have a little bit of rice. I'm gonna take this bowl of lentils, and typically you would just pour it onto your plate, but I have this little spoon here. I'm gonna spoon some of this lentil on top of this rice. I'm going to mix it all together. Now the point is to use only the tips of your fingers and mix it nicely and coat every grain of rice with the lentil. So I'm taking a small portion of the rice and lentil mixture. I'm making it into a ball, and I pick it up in my hands like this, and then I'm gonna put it in my mouth and shove it into my mouth with my thumb. The thumb almost acts like a spoon to take this rice from your hand into your mouth. Let's show it to you again. So I have this rice here. Again, I'm using only the tips of my fingers. The food should not touch your palm. If it does, then that's a mistake. So ensure that you're only using the tips of your fingers to mix the rice and to transport the rice from the plate to your mouth. Oh, we need a fry-em break.
One eternity later.
Okay, I'm compacting the rice and the lentil mixture together like this, so it's easier for me to lift it up. Now I have this bite. So now moving on to the roti. I have a couple of pieces of potato here. I have my roti here. I'm only going to use one hand to eat all of this food. Now that's another key thing you need to keep in mind. We don't use our non-dominant hand even when we're eating bread, which means that you need to tear a piece of this bread only with your dominant hand. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. Use the index finger and the middle finger to hold the roti in place. And then with your thumb, you're going to tear a piece like that. And then I'm gonna use this roti as a spoon to break this piece of potato and make a perfect bite. So here we have it, the potato as well as the roti, all with one hand. I'm gonna show you one more time how to tear the roti or any type of bread that you're eating with one hand and use it like a utensil to break the piece of potato and transport it into your mouth. We're only using these 4 fingers, and the first 2 fingers help me get a grip of the bread along with the thumb. And then my ring finger is just assisting the tearing of the bread. All right. So we are on to the last course, which is the paneer. And we can eat the paneer with rice as well as with the roti. So I'm going to show you how to take the paneer, break it into smaller pieces, and eat it with the rice and the roti. Couple of pieces of paneer. I'm going to start with the rice first. Again, like the lentil, I'm going to break a little bit of the rice, bring it closer to me, and then I'm going to break a small piece of the paneer. I'm going to take some of the masala that I cooked it with. I'm gonna give it a nice toss around with the rice. I'll squish it together to make sure that the paneer, the rice, and the sauce are all combined well and stick together in this one bite. Now let's try this paneer with the roti. So we're going to use the same technique to tear the roti into a small bite-sized piece. So we have this piece of roti. Now we're going to use this roti to break this paneer into smaller pieces like we did with the potato. Squeeze it together, and there you have it. Eating with your hands can be tricky, especially if you're not used to it. I get an immense sense of joy while eating with my hands. Perhaps it's because I grew up eating with my hands while living in Calcutta, and that's what I'm the most used to and familiar with, especially when it comes to Indian cuisine. Or maybe it just improves the taste of the food because you can mix all the components perfectly. Also, another factor might be that you're more in touch with your food, and that is something different. When I'm eating Indian food with my hands, it makes me feel more present, and I can enjoy every bite I'm eating and all the components that went into creating that dish. Next time you're at an Indian restaurant or eating Indian food at your home, try the no cutlery approach and let me know in the comments how it goes. Like the video and subscribe to my channel if you want to dive into the depths of Indian cuisine and culture.